let's have a look at this game that got into draw, but wait a second. Okay, let's have a look at this game that was play. Use a draw. Let's see. A Sicilian, time and off as usual. Now the weird move now is bishop. No, not really. No, okay, then of course the move. Just shut up. The things I usually don't do is white is exchange the knights. Now the instinct here is going d5 immediately, but there are a better variation. Let's see. Oh well, it doesn't seem to me that they make a lot of difference. Let's see anyway. Well, those normal d5 leads. d5 allows ed5, cd5, and castle, and then knight f6. Rook e1. Now the engine proposes bishop d6. This is a lot of analysis says bishop d6 because in the end it's probably possibly a better idea because bishop d6 creates bishop d6 create more pressure on this. So of course this is a very known position, bishop d6. Now for some reason Commodore likes knight e4 because, even if it's kind of quick, but we don't. We'll see why bishop c5 it doesn't make great. The answer the engine likes queen f3. But or bishop f4 or white here bishop e3. And now of course now I go back to bishop d6 because I don't want to exchange my bishop, my black bishop, maybe left square bishop. So I'm practically losing a tempo, but bishop e3 is the move that the engine proposes. Now of course we will bishop rook take e3 and castle, and then possibly knight e2, bishop in b6, e3, but with a pretty equal game. Okay, then queen will go to b6, queen will go to b6, bishop will go to b7, it would be no. Okay, now let's do it. As I said, the bishop b6, that would be the plan, and white and black would be an easy game. So it's then I go back and practically I lost the tempo here. I allowed white to develop pieces, but it's still equal now. c3, c4 is a little surprise. Well, surprise. Well, actually, it's kind of obvious, and white would like to break the black center sooner rather than later. Bishop c4, bishop c4, and then castle. And the interesting bishop. Oh, look at addition before. Okay, but I really don't see no point, no reason not to castle here, and in fact is a totally acceptable move. Now, after cd5, knight d5 is quite logical. Now, bishop d4. And okay, I see that the angel likes right rook b8, but I chose bishop b7. Really doesn't seem to make a lot of difference to me. But let's rook e8. Is like the angel likes it a little more, but we'll go back to this later. Instead, let's have a look what happened after queen h5 in the game. Now, the evaluation now goes immediately in favor for black. Now, blacks. Now, of course, that's a very threat of mate on h7. Now, and I wouldn't want to play f5 because you lose the queen, the pawn e3 around. Of course, then this seems very, very bad, but the engine likes it. So what happens now? What happened? Why it doesn't tend to block? Black take. Well, black cannot take because, of course, knight f4, which is something that now I see. But in the game, I didn't even think that existed. So it's obvious that after this, rook e6 would be a disaster. What happened after f5 instead? What can white play? Well, if white can play that, but actually now the black's attack is white's attack is already over. Now it will be bishop c4 and f to take away the bishop because the black is still threatening knight f4 now with the bishop c4, knight f4. Of course, bishop e6 check. Now that is an interesting variation. Bishop. Let's see main line. This is main line. Take. Take. And then bishop b4. And now what? Well, definitely is a very difficult. Is a very now bishop c3. White is covering anything. And then queen d5. Queen f3. Are you serious? Are you? It seems ridiculous to me. Now, queen d5, of course. Now queen f3. And then queen e6, queen d6. Well, now that extremely interesting variation. That really impressed me. Now that I see it. Let's going back to f5. Bishop c4 and f4. Bishop e6, knight e6, rec, bc3, queen d6. Yes, it's still also from this position. This is the main variant. So this is how it plays out. So now, after f5, doesn't white. I don't see other moves other than. Well, I'm impressed. What about after h6? Okay, let's say that is a bad move. That of course that's a bad move. h6, queen g4. Now the situation is not the same. I cannot make f5 because well, of course, because mate is threatening, yeah, because this mate is threatening, of course. So it's just nf6, and white goes queen f4. Now the annoying. Well, of course, I don't know why I should. Well, e7 is something I could have considered actually. I don't know why I didn't. e7, and then the white attack is white bishop e7, knight c3, knight e4, knight e4. What? Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's see this. And it's interest. e5 is also something that. Okay, let's check e5 instead. Why? Well, why can't just white take? But of course, because of that. Okay, knight, of course, and then lose. Okay, and white and black is winning. So after a5, of course, to the bc3. What about instead the bishop? Bishop e7, or no, just said this knight c3, knight e4. Then queen g4, bishop d4. Well, now that became pretty confused. Now I don't understand what happened. Knight c3. Now do you really want to play knight e4? Knight e4, queen g4, threatening main, and queen d4, bishop e4, bishop e4, right, rook e4. Okay, then whatever. Okay, is it really? Oh no, maybe that's. I wonder how he Komodo. Why Komodo 3? No, what happens? What happens? No, the certainly is not. Okay, knight d5. Anyway, it's. Well, if white could go g4, but instead of go queen e4. Queen e4, and actually the only good move is only move is g6, because f5 now here doesn't work. And queen g4. And again here I miss something. Knight f4. Why would that win? Why would that win? Okay. You say that to me. Knight f4. I understand that I'm protecting g6 this way, but what can't just white can't just white play b, because h5, and what happens now? Queen u1, queen h4. Rook h4. Okay, now let's say queen d1, queen h4. What happens now? Oof. Is it really so? Well, as a violent attack, that's obvious. But is it really? What if do this? G2, whatever. Yes. Oh. So okay. Now in this position, there is this. There is this. There is this, and this. And is there no way to defend? Well, it seems no. Now after this, okay, now of course there are annoying things. Of course, if I play this one, it's obvious. Then I go here and black mates. But if what I can do, well, let's try this. Not that I think that is going to help. Bishop G2, and it's over. So this is a match, a win. Knight f4. Of course, knight c3, and just I take. Big blunder, big blunder. Knight f4. And what now? And yeah, what moves can you think of? G3, yeah. Yes. What happened after G3? Whatever. Not. But what if I do this? Okay. Okay. So that of course after knight f6 and now okay, queen h5 and still I would have the knight f4 here. Now n4, n4, I repeat the position, and I would win. Yeah, same position. Oh, come on. Get lost. Now let me check this one. Like queen g2 is not. Yes, what move is one? Knight h3, g3, queen g5. Yeah, queen g4. Ah, yes, of course not. What is? bishop f1, h5, and still you have to run away, and then there is this queen that doesn't have to, well, doesn't have to take. Theoretically, no. Okay, it loses. No, wait, what happened after this? Still queen h4, threatening here. Oh no, what if I play, say, this, for instance? Ah, of course. Well, now there is the, no, that's this, and this. Is a and this. That is too. Oh, that's totally impressive. Though there's so many threats. Now, I did. How can be? I didn't see that in the game. No, that's a bummer. Well, what you can do? I have two clear wins here, part in the game, and I didn't see it. Tactical wins. Some bold moves that I didn't see. Knight f4, and f5 before that. So here f5, but first of all, here some marginal better move. First of all, after this one, knight f4, knight f4 would have won the game. And okay, that's. But how in the end, what happened in the game? Stayed in the game after knight f6, queen f4, knight f5, knight e4. We repeated the position in the game of Tonkin agreement. Even now I know, so let us see that in this position, knight f4 would have won. Assuming I knew how to create I felt there was an attack here, a winning attack here. But I didn't see it, so that's how it turns out. So thank you for watching.